Hey guys, gonna be doing a video on how to uh, go about making the E flat minor dance track for your Unit 32. So let's get stuck in. I'm just gonna come out of here. Don't save. That's fine. All right. So to begin with, let's find out how to get these files. Okay, so we need to go to the portal. Let's wait for that, and then we go to shared work, and then music department, resources, BTEC music technology, year 1, unit 32, and then we go to E flat minor dance at the top, and these are the files that you will need. Okay, so there's 3 files here obviously. So you've got 2 demo tracks at the top, which will basically just show you how what the final product, what the final thing should sound like, more or less. It doesn't have to sound exactly the same, but it will just give you an idea so that you know if you're on the right lines. Down here you have a PDF, which is literally just step-by-step instructions of how to do it. And so what I'm going to do in this video is just go through this step-by-step guide of how to make this track, and hopefully it will be alright. So if we go into BandLab, okay, so this one is obviously in BandLab. We have other tutorials in Logic, GarageBand, and Studio One. So if you're using any of those platforms, go check those out instead. So we just go to Create at the top, and we'll go Instruments here, MIDI instruments. That's fine. Okay, brilliant. So So when you get here, make sure you download these tracks. Sorry, I didn't say. So just go Control-click, download, and then download all, or compress and download. Up to you. And that's it really. Cool, so let's go back here. And what I'm going to do is just drag downloads. Okay, there you go. So this is the PDF. So we have drums, we got bass, we got strings, and then we have a few extension tasks down here, and then we just bounce it out. Alright, so I'm just going to run through this. Hopefully it won't take too long. So, step 1, start a new project / session called Your Name E flat minor dance. So, try and have have your surname first. So, Moore, Ollie, and then E flat minor dance. Okay. Lovely. And then set up an instrument track. We've already got one here, so that's fine. And then make sure the tempo is set to 120 BPM. BandLabs is already set to 120 BPM, so you won't need to do anything there. And then, so some of this will relate to Logic, so we'll sort of ignore things like Ultra Beat and what have you. So basically, we just need to search and find a drum machine. Okay, so what we do is it should automatically default to giving you a piano sound. Obviously, we don't want that, so we're going to go down here and go, let's say drum pads maybe. That could be kind of cool. Let's just have a listen, see what they're like. Alright, cool, nice. Let's go for the 909 kit, maybe. Yeah, nice, that sounds good. Okay, brilliant. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a MIDI region. So we just go Control-click or right-click if using a PC, and then you go Create MIDI region. And there you go. And then you double-click, and then it opens up the piano roll at the bottom of the screen, as you can see here. And then what we want to do is, you can see that there's a little screen capture of some MIDI notes, and we basically want to copy that into here. Okay, so we have kick, snare, closed hi-hat, and open hi-hat. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly program this in. Alright, so we got, so we'll go down to the bottom. If you go right down to the bottom, you have the kick, and then just do Command, and then click, and then you'll get your kick sound. So it might be something different. It might be like Control click or something if you're on PC. Okay. So you can see the different beats in the bars up here. Okay, so when it says 1, it's bar 1 obviously, and then it goes to 2, bar 2, 3, bar 3, 4, bar 4, blah blah blah. And then the little 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, these are the different beats in a bar. Okay, so we're in 4/4. So there's 4 beats in a bar, and we want to have a kick on beat 1, kick and snare on beat 2, and then kick on beat 3, kick and snare on beat 4. Okay, so we'll just type that in now. So we want kick there, and we want and you want to make sure that this is on the grid, snap to grid. So you want this to snap to grid, okay? Because it looks like when you type it in, it's a bit off. You can see that that's not quite where we want it. Yeah, it's a little bit before. We want it to be bang on. So, for example, that's sort of halfway through. You want to just drag that and make sure that that is dead on the start of the bar, and go like that, okay? So, that looks about right to me. So we got, oh, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. So we've got the kick on beat 1, kick and snare on beat 2, kick on beat 3, kick and snare on beat 4. Okay, and then what else? So closed hi-hat on the off beats, and then a open hi-hat on the last off beat. So let's try and dial that in. So great, so we've got open hi-hat here, you can see that there. So we'll have one on the off beat here, one on here, one here, one here. Sorry, and then on the last one you want an open hi-hat, so you can see that that is an open hi-hat there. So let's have a listen. Brilliant. So that sounds about right. Yeah, so basically as you go along, it's probably a good idea to make sure that you check what you've been doing against those demo tracks that I told you about at the start. Okay, so for example, we'll look here. I'll just put this up a bit. Nice. Okay, so those kinds of things, so that's sort of what we're aiming for. Okay, we want the drums to be in that beat. We want it to make sure that it's the right melody and all that sort of stuff. So if you're ever unsure, just refer to those 2 tracks and you'll be able to see if you're sort of on the right lines. Okay, alternatively, if you're in a lesson or whatever, then you can just, you know, ask me, Paul or Adam, if you're having any difficulties or you're not sure, just give us a buzz and we'll be able to help you out. Cool, so what's next? Play rhythm back, check, done that, brilliant. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just copy and paste this. Yeah, so we've got 1 bar, we want it to be 4 bars, so we're just going to go Option drag. Okay, so we go Option or Alt, whatever it says on your thing, Option, click, drag, Option, click, drag. Okay, and then you have 4 bars, right? Okay, that sounds a bit funny for some reason. Don't think it's... Sorry, my apologies. It was okay, so just make sure that it snaps right on the bar, because otherwise it will sound out of time. Okay. Okay, let's just oh, come on. Snap to grid. Okay, right, that wasn't on for some reason. Okay, that's about right to me. So yeah, just go through that. Make sure it's in time. Make sure that you have your snap to grid on. And yeah, just make sure that it all sounds right. Yeah, make sure that you save your work. Yeah, so just make sure that you're constantly clicking save, so that you're, you don't lose any of your work. All right, pretty obvious that, but just keep that in your mind. Yeah, and then also keep a backup file on the collaboration, on the portal, on the shared work. Okay, so this is where you put it. So music, student work, BTEC, your class, your folder. Okay, just do that at the end of the session. Actually, sorry, scratch that. You don't need to do that because this is online, isn't it? So obviously you can't save the folder. So yeah, just keep saving and you should be fine. And then we just upload the track at the end. So next, we'll go on to bass. So insert new MIDI track, add track. We want to go instruments here. And then we go down to instrument. Instrument, we want to go bass. Is there like a synth? Okay, synth bass. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, that's cool. Now let's just find a cool sound. That's about right. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's just use that. You can go through the presets and see if there's anything else that you like. I'm just going to use this one. Lovely. So, first of all, just like last time, control click or right click, create region. Let's drag that to the start. And then again, let's just make it 1 bar. Okay. For some reason, the snap to grid sort of just turns off by itself, it would seem. So just make sure that that's on when you're dragging stuff and what have you, just so that it's all completely on the grid. Okay, so now we found the sound. We've got this open. We just double click here and we open the piano roll. And now what we need to do, just like we did last time, we copy in the bass part. Okay, so lovely. So what you'll notice is that this is a jumping bass line. Okay, so the first note is on the beat, and there's an offbeat note, an octave, exactly an octave above. Okay, so it basically just jumps up and down, as you can see. So just make sure that it is just 1 octave different. Make sure that it's not, a 2 octave jump. Make sure that it is an octave. Don't, you can't have it, say that's a E flat, which it is. It can't be, E flat and then F or whatever. It's got to be precisely an octave. Okay, but I'm sure you'll be able to hear that. Okay, so let's just have a go at programming that in. So we can see that is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 half steps above the C1 and C2. Okay, so same as last time, command click or control click or whatever it is on your machine. And then for the next note, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go up here. Oh, so we go there and then up to here. Okay, and then we go click there, drag it in. Okay. So you should be able to see that the low note is on the beat, and then the high note is on the off beat. Yeah. So you got the low notes on the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you got the high notes in between those 2 beats. Okay. And then just have a listen, make sure that sounds right. That sounds good. I think that sounds fine. Let's just listen to the demo just to make sure it's in key. Great, that sounds good to me. And then let's do the next bar. So what we can do is we can just drag this over. Just to save a bit of time, we can just go option drag. Again, just make sure that this is definitely in snap to grid. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. Sounds like it might be a little bit. Yeah, so it's a little bit early. Okay, so click on that, and now we have the second bar here. Okay, you can see that there is a slight gap. Bar 2, let's see where we want this to be. So we want this to be 2 semitones lower. We want each note to be 2 semitones lower. So we're gonna go in here. We can just highlight all of these notes and just drag them down too. Okay, so let's have a listen to that. Great, that sounds good to me. And then we drag that over. And we basically do the same thing. Highlight them all. And then let's see where this one is. So this one is up there. So we will go. That's there. Great, okay. And then the last one, again, we just drag this over, copy and paste it, make life a bit easier for ourselves. And then we highlight all of the notes again, and we can see on here that it's two semitones above. Is that on the beat? Might be a little late. No, that's fine. Alright, cool. So, and then just check it again. Make sure the bass notes are right. That is all fine. Great, so that is the bass and the drums done. Now let's do the strings. Okay, so create a new instrument track, add new track. Let's go there. Go instrument, piano we want, strings. So we go strings. And then you can just go through, choose what sort of strings you want. Let's just go string orchestra for now. You can again have a listen, see which ones you prefer. Just wait for it to load. Looks like it might take a while. Oh, there you go. You can actually demo them here. That's quite handy, isn't it? Okay, cool. So same kind of thing. Control click, create MIDI region. Drag it right back. We just need one bar, and let's just check. We've got snap to grid. That was not on. That was turned off again for some reason. Let's just double click. So where's that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 steps above 4. So I think that's there. Yeah. Okay. So we can see that this is 4 octaves above C1. So this is C4. We can see it says C4 here. That's where we want it to be, just above C4. Okay, and these are semi-breathe notes or whole notes, so they will take up the entire bar. Okay, so we can just drag these right to the end of the bar. Okay, nice and easy. Okay, and then again, Alt, click, drag. Perfect. And then the next note, we can just drag this second note down 2, like that. Drag this over again. And then this third note here, so that's the third note because it's bar 3, is up there. So let's drag that there. And then the last note, let's drag this over, is 2 semitones above. Okay. So let's listen to that. Brilliant. So that sounds pretty good to me. And again, once you've done that, reference this. Okay, and just check that that's all fine. Also, have a little, while you're doing it, feel free to just adjust the volume or whatever, just to make sure that it sounds right. So for me, I thought this was a bit loud, so I turned it down a bit. Cool. So that's it really with the 3 main tracks. Now we just got to do the extensions. Okay. So extension 1, add another instrument line. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to drag these 3. Let's just check snap to grids on. Yep, it is. I'm going to drag these. So option click, and we are going to make it a 12-bar loop. Okay. You don't really want it to be. It doesn't have to be too long, but just probably a 12-bar loop will be fine. You can make it a bit longer if you really want to, but we do advise not to go over like 32 bars, I think is what we're saying, just because otherwise it's just a bit too long. Let's just play with this for the time being. Yeah, I mean, this should be fine. We just want a few extra bars just so that we can add our extension parts in. Okay, so okay, let's just save it again. Okay, keep getting the habit of saving. Okay, there we go. Great. So we want to add a new instrument track. So we go add track, instrument, and for this, okay, we're going to start at bar 5. Okay, we want to start from here, and what we're going to do is we're going to add our own instrument track. So there's no notation that you have to copy here. This is just doing whatever it is that you want to do. Okay, playing whatever you want. So, for example, with me, I'm going to go to synth leads. Why not? Yeah, let's go dance lead. Let's say. And then, in order to make sure that you are in key, make sure that you only use the black notes. Okay, because in this particular key, that will mean that you are in key. All right, so let's just go control click, create region. Let's just have like a couple bars of this. Okay, so we'll just make sure that starts right at the start of bar 5, which it isn't currently, so let's just drag that back. Again, let's just make sure snap to grids on. Yep, it is. There you go. Just want like a 2-bar thing here. We'll just double click, go into the piano roll, and then let's try and create something. Alright, let's try and... So, we want it on the black key, so you can see that when I click, that lights up. So that's a black key. So that will be in key. Just going to put in a basic melody. I hope that you guys can do better than this. Okay. Okay, there you go. There's a basic melody that I've just sort of made. But you guys make your own. Experiment with the different sounds if you want to. I'm just going to sort of copy this over, okay, for the time being, just to save time, so you don't have to watch me make my terrible melodies. And then you guys can sort of have it develop throughout if you want to. That's fine. There we go. Sweet. That sounds alright to me, I think. And then the next thing, extension 2, use audio effects. Okay, so what we're going to do there. Oh, wrong thing. Okay, so audio effects. Add effect. Let's go with, maybe you want to add like a delay to this. That could be kind of cool. One sec. Okay, so we just add a delay. That's fine. And then we can add like a reverb or something. Be a studio reverb. There you go. So it just gives it a little bit of space. Okay, so mess around with those, try and get something interesting. And then claps. So extension 3, let's get some claps in as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is just going to go back to this track here. And we're going to add in some claps as well. So we're going to just add them on top of the snare. Alright, so you can see here. This is where the clap is, so we're just going to add that on top of every snare drum. Just to beef it out a bit, because why not? And then you can just highlight them and just drag them over if you want to save. Oh, no, that's not working, is it? It's not doing too good. But yeah, basically just go through and add a clap on all of your snare drums. So it should sound like this. Okay, I haven't done it on all of them. You get the idea. Just put it on top of each snare. Okay, on each 2 and 4 beat. All right. Again, I think it's, yeah, snap to grid's come off. So just make sure this is on so that you can put it all in time. So that is number 2. So just put claps on every single snare hit. And then the final part is add a drum fill. Okay, this will be on a separate drum track. So let's just go add track, instrument, piano, blah, 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 drum kit, electronic drum kit, actually, drum pad, there you go. And then we'll just go, let's get the 909 up again, because why not? And what we want is we want a fill going from bar 4 to bar 5. Okay, so we're going to make a, let's just check we got it on yet. Let's just make a region. We just want it from bar 4, in bar 4, going up to bar 5, and that's it. Yeah, make sure snap to grid's on, blah, blah, blah. Cool. So, we're going to do that. And then what we want to do is we want to add lots of snares. Okay, so we want to add lots of snares, so we can just zoom in, okay, using these tools here, and we want to go. It's a little bit laggy. These, chuck them there. Cool. So what we've got now is we have a drum fill going from bar 4 into bar 5. Okay. So what you might notice is that it sounds a little bit robotic, yeah? So we go. What could be cool to give it a little bit more movement is to use velocity to gradually increase the sort of level of hardness that the track or that the snare drum plays. Okay, so the way we'll do that, we'll just go on here, put velocity down, go here, down, and just sort of gradually build it up. Yeah, might be a quicker way to do this, to be honest, but I'm just going to do it like this. Gradually build it up. 60. 3. Okay, so can you hear now? I haven't done it all, but just so you can hear, listen to how it sounds now. Okay, so can you hear that it sort of crescendos up? Okay, it increases in volume as the fill progresses, which is sort of what we're going for. Okay, we want it to gradually sort of come in. It just, you know, it can sound cool, I think. The other way didn't sound bad, I don't think, to be honest with you. But this is just quite a cool little technique to learn. So have a play around with the velocity. And then I believe that is it. Okay, so once you're done, you're all good. Just do one last save. Just wait for that. And then we're going to download the track. Okay, so we'll go File, Download, and we'll go Mix Down As. Okay. Before we do that though, you just need to make sure that it's mixed how you want it to. Okay, so just have a play around with the volume, maybe put some EQ on the tracks as well. Okay, so that's fine. So let's say we're happy with that. Yeah, we'll just go File, Download, Mix Down As, and there you go. You're all done. Yeah, and then just upload it to the collaborations area on the portal. Okay, just let me know if you've got any questions about it. And yeah, cheers. Have a good one.